my question for you is, why should we teach kids and tweens and teens, young people, in-depth medical science to learn to care for their bodies instead of just like letting it be done in school, covering the facts,
Mhm.
taking the tests and all that stuff?
Well, I mean, for one thing, we know it's not working, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but being told that I should or shouldn't do something has not yet changed any of my habits. So it's something that we need a different approach. And obviously, I've been very passionate about this forever. But the first taste I got that this would really work, not just in my practice, but with education, was actually the person who was editing my videos when I first started. And she was home because of COVID, couldn't go anywhere. And so she was just editing videos to make some money. And she sent me a photo of her shopping cart, and it had like normal stuff I would expect in a shopping cart. And she was like, "Look what you made me do. I'm buying all this healthy food." And I was like, I I haven't actually recorded a single lesson about nutrition at that point. I hadn't said anything about healthy food. And I was like, "Well, what, tell me, why are you?" And she's like, "Well, I feel like all my organs are like pets inside me I have to take care of, and they need things, and I need to do that for them." And to me, that was so like, okay, this is why I'm doing this. Like, if I can take someone who's an adult, who's been living one way her whole life, and she's changing her habits because of watching videos that have nothing to do with food, except they have everything to do with food because that's what our body thrives on, right? That's what we need. That's our fuel. That's our nutrition. Those are the building blocks of us. And, to me, that tells me this is working. This is why we're doing this.
And you hadn't taught nutrition yet, which is so funny. It means that she had the messages of like vegetables, whole foods are better, processed foods are not as good, probably a
Mm-hmm.
million times,
Right.
but she didn't care before. Gosh, don't you wish you had a before picture of what her cart used to look
I
like?
sure do. I mean, I have some ideas based on like her descriptions of like mac and cheese and canned soup, but when you learn, like, for example, that fiber, like, okay, fiber is good for us, whatever. When you go in depth into the large intestine and everything fiber does, all of a sudden kids are like, oh yeah, I need fiber. I don't want to not have fiber. That would be awful. Right. So as you understand what each thing does for us, what does vitamin C do? Oh, so many things. With vitamin C, I always think about the traditional pirate with the eye patch and the leg missing and the skin sores and looking all gross and scary. Oh, that's scurvy. That's a lack of vitamin C right there. And then kids are like, oh, I don't want to be like that. I want vitamin C. So, it's just woven in as we learn about all the different parts of the body. Our I think another problem is that we learn about them separately. Like in coloring books, usually there's like this heart floating in space where there's like this organ, kind of there, but they're all connected, right? Like the reason why we exist and survive is because of all of it. It all works together.